talk about this food compass profiling system, which is reviewed by Dr. Ken Berry. I'm leaving the link in the description to where you can go watch his video as how he breaks this down, this food compass profiling system. It was done by researchers at Tufts University School of Nutrition. And this is an example of what I talk about all the time. Turn your brain on. Now, let me just talk about Dr. Ken Berry. He's someone I mostly agree with. Why do I mostly agree with? Well, because my biases line up with his biases. So you've got to keep that in mind. The things that he talks about, why do I mostly agree with him? Because the things he talks about work for me. They work for him and they work for most of his patients. Does that mean it's going to be perfect for everybody? No, he's kind of a carnivore guy. I know that carnivore works outstanding for me. I know that it also works for most of the people that I've suggested it for. But sometimes things go haywire and it's not gonna, some people aren't gonna feel good. It's not gonna be for everyone. But in my experience and in his experience, I watch a lot of his videos, it works for most people. So let's talk about this food compass profiling system, which is an absolute joke. And in the video to the link that I left in the description, Dr. Berry is going to talk about where the money is coming from for this. And you guys can dig into it if you don't believe him or you don't believe me, dig into it more. But what this is doing is ranking a lot of foods. I think it was thousands and thousands of foods. And it's got a green, it looks like this. It's got a green section, a yellow section, and a red section. So it looks like this. And there's a number of these. You can go Google this and it'll come up if you Google this food compounding system. So green basically means it's encouraged. You're encouraged to eat these foods. They're healthy foods. And the rankings, and this is kind of old news, but it just fascinates me so much. And it really makes my point that there's a lot of BS out there, man. And that's why you got to turn your brain on and think for yourself and do your own research and follow the money. So green is a good food, eat it. They're ranked from 1 to 100. The higher your rank on the food, the better the food. So I'm just going to compare some of these foods. Yellow is a good food. It's in the middle ranking. It's, don't pig out on it, but it's to be moderated, but it's a good food. You can eat it. Red is basically avoid those foods. It's a very low rating. You're now down in the 20s or lower for these red foods. So let me just talk a little bit about what's on these foods. So in the green, now this is what this study says, and they must have had a lot of smart people working on this study because it has frosted mini wheats, 83. It's in the green up here. Wow. I'm going to go get some frosted mini wheats and eat them right now. Look, when you rank things like this, I don't care look, I got 7 degrees on my wall right there. And none of them are in nutrition, but I have 7 degrees. And I will tell you that if any of you want my 7 degrees, I'm joking, give me your mailing address. I'll send them to you. Because just because you have degrees coming out the wazoo does not mean that you can say things to people and think that it says stupid on their head. I don't care if you don't have a degree. I'm going to assume that it does not say stupid on your head, whether you have a degree or not. So I have all those degrees and I'm stupid sometimes, but I admit it. But I'm going to assume that people listening to this or that go to this link, I'm going to assume you're not stupid. So I'm going to assume that you're not going to think frosted mini wheats is a good thing to eat, or honey nut Cheerios, which they're encouraging you to eat. I'm going to assume that you don't think that is a healthy food and it should be a staple of your diet. Chocolate covered almonds. Chocolate's not good for you. Oh, eat the dark chocolate. Okay, eat the dark chocolate, but it still has some sugar in it. Sweet potato chips. Potato chips are up here in the yellow and in the high 60s. In the yellow, almond M&Ms. M&Ms. Yeah, it says stupid, doesn't it? Right across everybody's forehead. What do they expect? They just think people are going to believe this? M&Ms? Really? Okay, so let's see what you're not supposed to eat. Here's what you're not supposed to eat. Eggs, whole eggs fried in butter. I eat whole eggs fried in butter every day. You guys I'm 61 years old. I'm fit. I'll tell you what, if anybody wants to do a challenge with me, you can go eat M&Ms and frosted mini wheats and chocolate and potato chips, and I'll eat eggs fried in butter. We'll do it for a month and a half, and then we'll both go get our blood work tested. Anyone who's around my age, we'll both go get our blood work tested, and we'll see whose blood work is better. We'll see who's leaner. We'll see who's more fit. We'll see who's more healthy. I will eat the eggs fried in butter, and you eat the frosted mini wheats and the M&Ms, and then we'll compare blood work, and we'll see what happens. So also, do not eat cheddar cheese. That's a really bad score, 26. Stay away. This down here at the very bottom, ground beef. Are you kidding me? Ground beef is nutrient dense. Now, I will say I always get grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef. But why? I mean, it's got such a low score and they're saying don't eat it. They're saying it's not healthy. Ground beef is not healthy, but frosted mini wheats are. And Honey Nut Cheerios and orange juice. Orange juice is sugar. There's no fiber in it. And they're saying it has to have calcium in it. Orange juice with calcium. I don't ever supplement my diet with calcium. Guys, go do your own research. Find out why someone like me never supplements with calcium. Okay? But orange juice fortified with calcium is at the very top. So why don't we put orange juice on our frosted mini wheats? You guys can see my point. You can see my point is that don't just do something or think something's true because some authority is going to play you for a fool and think that you'll believe anything that they say because of their university or their degree or whatever they have. Like I said, I have them too. And I'm a business owner. I own multiple health clubs. But that doesn't mean I'm smarter than everyone else. That doesn't mean I can say stupid stuff and people are going to believe it. So go do some of your own research. Check out the video link that I put in there with Dr. Barry. And he doesn't pull any punches. And look, I don't agree with 100% of what he says. But like I said at the beginning of this video, why do I agree with most of it? Because my biases line up with his biases. So you guys go check it out and see why I'm ranting and raving about this.